Welcome to Taj Michelle Ministries. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming to the channel. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I'm gonna try not to be on here long. Thank you for new subscribers. Just thank you for all that you do. It could be plenty of places that you go, but I thank God you come through here. And I just want to thank you again. But today I want to just talk about when you don't when you don't fit in. I was going to talk about yesterday. We talked about. I'm explaining to you. Yesterday we talked about VAIL, the veil. I was going to talk about VEAL today. So I was going to talk about it, but God told me to talk about this. What I'm going to tell you about now. But anyway, it is a part two to that. But I'm gonna have to give it to you when God tell me to give it to you. So I was today. He was telling me, he said, Tasha, he want me to talk to you about when you don't fit in to where the places that you used to fit in, you don't fit in no more. So some of y'all have grew past and outgrown. Let me make it like this. If you ever I love to study birds. Well, I love birds. Anyway, um, whenever a bird is, how can I say it? When they're in the nest and they get to be a certain age after they done hatched and ain't nobody, hasn't nobody, excuse me, haven't nobody touched the egg, they will continue to, grow, and the mama will go out and she will feed the bird. She'll go out and she'll go get and put it in their mouth and all this thing. But I used to have, when I was little, it used to be a bird out there in the nest. And how can I say it? And I touched one of the eggs, and she never would come back. So I had to go buy worms to feed her. And my mom said, "Why you touch them doggone birds? That bird ain't coming back because she smell a human." Okay, so if you don't touch them, they'll continue to feed them and they'll continue. But once they get to be a certain, like a certain, how can I say, a certain size, they kick them out the nest. And then when the second one, see, I sat there and I watched because they would always come and build a bird nest right out there. And what I would do was I would just watch them. And every day I go out of school, I go out there and watch to see what she do different. Right? I would sit in a chair, but not right where she was doing that. And and then I would go see after she done left. I go see what she doing. But I wouldn't get close to her. But you could see how they was growing. So one day when I kept coming every day, and one day I came back, the nest was gone, and she was gone, and the birds was gone. So I asked somebody why she left, and they say, and they get a certain, when they get to a certain place, they kick about nest, they outgrow the nest. So she kick them out and she let them go on their own. So when you out, this is what God was giving me. When you done outgrew your atmosphere, you don't outgrew the people that you used to be with. When God is taking you to another place, when you don't fit in no more, they don't understand why you switched up on them. They don't understand why God done took you to another level. And now they think you acting funny, they think you bougie, they think they just this and the other. But you done had an encounter with Christ. So when you done had an encounter with Christ, you become in a place where you can't affiliate with certain people because you going to a whole different level, and they don't understand that you done outgrew them. They don't understand that you got it. Wherever you going, they can't go with you. God done already picked the people that can go with you on this place where you is now. Now, don't get me wrong. We all are on different levels. We can't put nobody down because we on different levels. No, no, no. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying, that sometime when God elevates you to a certain place, you got to realize that you can't take certain people with you. And you have to understand that you outgrow those people. And it might be family, it might be a congregation, it might be a business partner, it might be anything, but you got to understand that you don't outgrow them. God is taking you to people that's more on your level, more on the level of where He wants you to be. We all on an individual level, but He got you because you got a work to do that they don't quite understand. They're not going to understand. They're not going to understand that you are chosen to do a certain work. So let me go here. when you was little, you can't understand why your brother was treated better. You didn't understand why you had to get all the whoopings. You didn't understand why, your mom and dad kind of rejected you, and you might have been molested, you might have been raped. I don't know, something like that. And you don't understand why that happened to you, but it might not happen to nobody else. You can't understand why you felt like you was the one that was, always left out, but you was always not made to fit in. You wasn't made to really deal with a lot of people. Now you might have got a lot of people along the way, but they may not meant you no good, but you didn't know that. So what I'm trying to tell you is you was rejected because you had a call on your life that didn't nobody understand. That's why they tried to destroy you when you was little, so because younger, because they didn't want you to be able to do the will of God. They wanted you to stay stuck back into that childhood hurt, that childhood whatever had you stuck, and the pain was so bad and you felt like that you couldn't make it. So if the pain was that bad, they want, God had set you apart. He set you apart where um he set you apart where you can, how can I say it? He set you apart where you that he wanted them to reject you. Put it that way. Because that rejection wasn't supposed to break you. It was supposed to make you go and do your purpose later on in life. But some of us got stuck, and that's when the enemy came in and made everybody in your family think that you was different. Holy Spirit, help me, Holy Spirit. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, just listen to me. I'm trying to give it to you the way it happened to me. Now it may not be right for everybody, but this is what happened to me. But what I want to tell you is that when you are set apart from a family, and you was the only one in the family that was treated different, but you couldn't understand why. But God set you apart so that you could do the will of God. But you had people that tried to that rejected you. It wasn't to really, they didn't understand you. See, with me, they didn't understand me. See, I could see stuff. And I could see stuff and it would happen, and I always thought I was crazy. And I said, okay, well, just remember, I just said, Lord, what's wrong with me? Nobody would talk to me. I didn't know if I was to go. See, I was the type of child, I couldn't go to people and tell people what I was going through. Because if I was to go to them and tell them what I was going through, they wouldn't listen to me. So, I had to I fought through a lot of stuff. That's confirmation. I fought through a lot of stuff that I didn't understand. And I didn't understand a whole lot of stuff because I didn't have nobody to train me or teach me. So I went through a struggle with that. But I know I was set apart. I know I was different because when I was 7 years old, I used to listen to those 8-track things that you put in the 8-track player. And I would listen to those things, and Shirley Caesar was one of the ones I used to listen to, and I could understand what she was saying in the testimonies. I could understand it made sense to me, but I didn't know I had a call on my life. So I was really put in a place where I was different. And when I went to school, nobody liked me. I couldn't figure out it. The family didn't like me. Didn't nobody really want to deal with me. So I couldn't figure it out. I said, Lord, what is wrong with me? I was really rejected in every area of my life. But only thing I wasn't rejected with was men. I could draw them. They wasn't no good. I could draw them. They wasn't no good. I could draw them. But so I became promiscuous because that's the only thing in my life that made me feel complete at that time. But what I'm saying is, I didn't have nobody to tell me, that you're not supposed to be promiscuous. You're not supposed to be, out there in the world. I ain't have nobody tell me that. I was just, you know, trying to fit into a place that I didn't even belong. And so, and then I finally found that I fit in with these men, and it made me feel secure. So we look for stuff to make us feel secure, and it made me feel secure. It made me feel dominant. It made me feel like I was somebody. But really, I was just letting them use me and abuse my body, even though I was getting money from. But you couldn't tell me I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. No. And then I started to get an ego, and I started to stray way out in the world, away from people, things, and I was just out there, and a lot of stuff that I did, nobody didn't know. So, but what I want to tell you is that when you don't fit into the crowd no more. See, I never did fit in the school. I didn't fit in. When you don't fit in your family, and they mistreat you, and they mishandle you, and they treat you any kind of way, you you are chosen one, and God has a specific assignment for you, and that assignment is not to make you look at life as though you are not wanted. God don't reject any of us. But what I want you to understand is that He do want us. I'm trying to get it to you where you understand it. He do want us to come to Him when we reject it, because the rejection is not to break you, it's to make you, it's to push you forward, to do what God has called you to do, and we are, as when I say chosen ones, we all chosen. If you came through your mama womb, you some kind of chosen one, because it was 14 other ones that came through that didn't make it, but you did. So you is some type of chosen one. You are here for a purpose. So you may not know what your purpose is, and you may not be where you need to be, but you know that you have some type of purpose in your life. Now, like I want to say this right here, I'm talking to the ones that want to follow Christ, and now the ones that want to stay in darkness. Ain't nothing I can do about it. But the ones that want to follow Christ, I want you to know that God put you in that predicament to make you higher, to put you in a place, and to put you in a place where you can do a work for Him. And most likely, He gonna put you with a person that's been through probably about the same thing, or the same things that you have been through. Or either he gonna connect you with a person that been through the same lifestyle that you've been through. So when you don't fit in that nest no more, he gonna kick you out, and he gonna show you how to rise yourself, rise yourself up to be what he called you to be, even if he have to break you down, even if he have to let you lose everything, even if he have to let you. I done told you that you can't build um an empire on quicksand, because it's gonna sink in the ground. You ain't gonna be able to bring whatever you built over here. He may let you bring a little bit. I'm suspecting me. He didn't let me bring that. And I had to build myself all the way back up. But I want you to know that he wants you to come. He wants you to. I'm trying to get it to you where he understand it, that when the nest don't work no more, he gonna send some. Them birds had to go out and fly on their own. They had to find their way. But see, they had to figure out how to survive on their own. But see, you can go to God and you can ask Him to help you to find your way. You can go to Him any time of the day. You can go to Him any time of the hour. You can go to Him and ask God, help me, show me what my purpose is. Show me what I need to do, because it is gonna be a day when He gonna sway you away from them nest of people that you know, them nest of people that you done outgrew, them nest of people that you done build a legacy with. But see, it's time to go. That's what I hear God say. It's time to go. You done spent your time there. You got to go on another road. I got a whole brand new road for you to go on. You done did what you need to do with them. It's time for you to go. So what now, this is what he's saying. You've been I'm kicking you out of that nest, but I'm giving you a whole nother embracement of a nest of people that's more on your level. More that's, how can I say, more that's understand, more on the level that you are, to do what he wants you to do according to his will. Okay, that could be a whole nother group of people, you know, that he getting ready to put you in a different place, or he getting ready to put you in a different organization, because he got something else for you to do. You on another mission now. See, you change it. See, that's why I tell you, you got to keep yourself open to be able to do what God called you to do. Just like today, I was going to do I've been up, studying the word VAL. Well, VEIL. Yesterday we did VAIL. So I was up all month, but when I got ready to do something, God said, "No, I don't want you to talk about that. I want you to tell them, when I get ready to take them out the nest." And I said, "Okay." So he get ready to put you with a group of people that you can grow with, a group of people y'all can get some stuff done, a group of people that he detaching you from those people. Not saying that they don't all mean you no good, and not say that they probably was lessons that you learned, but you got to cut a lot of them loose because they can't go where you going, because they not where you need to be, and they don't understand that. But they don't understand that God has called you to do something different, and that's not for them to understand. That is for you to be obedient to God and do what God has called you to do. And I want you to know, anytime you get ready to move new do movement like that, you're gonna find people that gonna come up against you, that's gonna come because they don't want to see you go and do nothing better. They want to see you stuck in the same place. God, we keep him in a box, but God is not a spirit that you can keep in a box. He expands us every day. That's why the world go round and round and round, because he expands us to do more and more and more. So you gotta have your spirit free to where you can move the way he wants you to move. Like he transitioned me to say, to talk about this, but I was already prepared to talk about this. But he see, you gotta be able to move freely, and let him speak and work through you freely. So what I'm telling you now, I ain't studying none of this. God giving me this because he know that I done been through this when I was kicked out the nest, when I was thrown out of, thrown out of the will of people, but I was still in the will of God. There you go. Put it like that. Yeah, the will of people will throw you. People have their own will for you, where they feel like they can keep you in a place where they feel like that you should be. But God has already prepared a place for you to be, and a place for you to go to do his will. So how can a person keep you in a place when God already has his will already planned for your life? But it's up to us if we let people keep us in places and things that we are not supposed to be in. When we have a Most High God has already said that when you was in your mother womb already prepared a place and things for you to do. Already, you was already in my will. See, once you in the will of the Father, he gonna show you what you need to do. He gonna show you which way you need to go. He gonna put you he gonna put you in the place that you need to be. And you gonna when they try to come up against you and tell you, no, I don't think you need to do that. I don't think you need to mess with her. I don't think you need to mess with him. I don't think you need to do no business with them. See, but what did God tell you? That's when you got to really put up and say, this is when you really got to say, this is when you really got to say, God, what did you tell me to do? What did you tell me to do? Now you took me from this group of people because it was a reason why. Now let me stay on task what you told me to do. So that's the thing. Like I said, I'm gonna say this again. When you wake up in the morning, you wake up with a thought. Your thought. The first three thoughts you gonna get is something positive, negative, or sabotage. Now, if you wake up with a positive thought in the morning, God show you, okay, this is what you need to do today. Now it's up to you whether you're gonna act on it or sabotage it. Okay. Are you gonna walk into it? Are you gonna ask God to help you to get through it? Even though if you feel like you can't do the task, if God showed you, that's a thought. If God showed you, okay, this is what I want you to do today. And even though you feel like you can't do it within your well-being, you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to go pray. Lord, you showed me this thought. I don't want to sabotage what you told me I need to do. Not thinking that I can do it. Not feeling like I'm good enough. Because if you brought it to me, that's a thought. He brought it to you. He gave it to you. That means that he expects for you to act on it, but he don't expect for you to act on it in your own way. He expects for you to act on it and pray about it and go to him with it. That way he can help you to get through it. And that is exactly what he's saying. That he wants you to, when you wake up in the morning with that thought, don't sabotage it. Don't overthink it. Don't turn it into negativity. Don't do, like okay, let me make it better. If you wake up in the morning and you say, I'm gonna block this person, I'm gonna stop this person, I'm gonna make sure that they don't get nowhere. Now, if that's the first thought come up in your mind in the morning, that you're gonna get up and try to destroy somebody, that's no more than what the enemy tried to do. When God asked him what he was how can I put it? When God asked him, what are you gonna do in the earth today? I'm gonna go to and fro to see who I can destroy. Now, if you get up with that thought in the morning, that is a thought. Everything starts with a thought. That's up to you whether you make it a good thought, a bad thought, or you sabotage what God trying to take you. You can't self-sabotage things. But everything starts with something that you think about. If you think about that business, you can either download yourself to say, oh, it ain't gonna work. You can sabotage yourself to say it's not gonna work. See, I want y'all to get out of saying that it's not gonna work. I want y'all to, when God show you something, I want you to feel like when you can't do it, you can ask God to help you to do it. That's why I want you to get to. I want you to get to that confidence that when it come to you and it look too big for you to do, then you know what? You go ask God to break it down to you in little steps where you can, that you can make it happen. Because if He brought you that thought that morning, I want you to get up and I want you to do this task today. Now, you can take it and you be like, oh, no, I can't do that because I ain't got this, I ain't got that, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. Now, like this for make this as an example. If you get up in the morning and the first thought you get is, I need to work on this book that God, but they call you, they tell you the book cost $4,000, this one $4,000, this one $4,000. Okay, so money is an issue. That's what I'm saying. But the thought was, God said, I need you to work on this book. Okay. Then that's when you go, when you know that your cash can't pay that, or you don't want to pay that, because that's a lot of money to be paid for a book. If you don't want to pay that, then you need to go to the Father and ask the Father, how can I do this? Send me somebody. Show me what I can do to do this a cheaper way. Or show me what I can do. Because God, He's a miracle worker. So you go to the Father and you pray about it, and you would believe how He'll help you. But see, do not sabotage what He give you. When He throw you out the nest and He send you somewhere else, and it seems like everything is up against you, do not think that they're not gonna come up against you. They're gonna come up against you because they don't want you to move. They want you to stay where you are. But just know that when they do come up against you, God is there with you, and that He has moved you out of that nest because He can take you to a higher place. But He wants you to know, when I give you that thought, but I give you that thought. When I took you out of this and I gave you that thought, I want you to stand on that thought. I want you to pray about it. I want you to trust me in it. I want you to trust me that if you can't afford it, I'm gonna help you to find somebody to do it. Sometimes He'll bring it to you so you can work on. Sometimes He'll test you just to see where you keep trying to find a way to do it. See, He'll test you too. Then He may wait a little while, and somebody might come 6 months and tell you, you know what? I want to help you. See, that's what I'm saying. He may test you. So what I'm saying is, the blessing may not come right there, but it may come 6 months from now. That's what He said. Don't sabotage the thought that He give you in the morning. If He wake you up in the morning, say thank you. If He tell you, I need you to get up and be humble and do something that you don't want to do, but because you humble yourself, you got up and do it because God asked you. So even though you might not want to do it, but you got up and you did it because you know what He done for you. So you humbled yourself. You got up and you found the strength through Him to get up and do it. See, that's what I'm saying. See, some people is gonna be mad with you because you moving out the nest with them, and that you getting ready to go to a higher place, and they don't understand that. They don't understand why you feel like you got to leave. But God didn't never design us to stay in a place for so long. He went from town to town in the Bible, healing people, doing all kind of stuff, all kind of miracles. So what I'm trying to tell you, He never intended for us to stay in one place. He intended for us to go there and do certain things, and then go, and He got another mission for you to do. So, and then sometimes He might tell you, He wants you to be able to be um um quick in the spirit. He wants you to be able to move with the shift of the spirit. When He shift, He wants you to be able to shift smoothly and trans, transition smoothly. When He say, I need you to do it like this, I need you to do it like that, He may come to you and tell you, okay, today is the day I have chosen you to get up and do something. But He won't, and it may not, you might be unprepared to do it no way, but He wants you to be able to transition right then and there. That means pray and ask God to do it. Do it for you. You don't do it in your own strength. You do it in the strength of Him. And that's what the word transition mean. That means that you transform out of a nest into a higher place in Him. So when those birds transition out of that nest, they transition higher. They transition to take care of themselves. So He's gonna take care of you. He gonna keep you transition, and them birds learn how to feed themselves. They learn how to fly and everything. They knew they had to learn because they couldn't come back to the nest. They knew that she was done with them. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Once you have been in a place for a little while and He transition you out, don't be afraid of change because God is gonna be forever giving you change. He gonna be forever giving you a new a new place to start. He wants you to excel and excel and excel and excel. He don't not want you to be stuck in one place. Like I just told you, He changed what I did, but because I know how to transition, go from one thing to another day, shift in the spirit. He knows that I can handle that. But just like, okay, you always gotta be prepared. Because you don't never know when God gonna use you. So I was in church one day and I don't know, something told me to go to the church. And the woman, I didn't have no sermon. And the woman told me, she said, Miss Kim, can you preach for me today? I wasn't prepared, but I always am prepared. You understand what I'm saying? You always have to stay prepared. And I preached a sermon. I went and I prayed right then. I said, give me a minute. Went in the bathroom and I prayed. And God showed me where to come from. And I came from Ephesians 2. So when I came from Ephesians 2, I gave the word and that was it. But see, I was prepared for it. I ain't studied, but see, that's what God is saying. You gotta be able to transition when He tell you to transition. When He tell you to shift in the spirit, you gotta be able to do that. Just like those birds, they just had to go. They had to go. When she kicked them out, when she threw the nest back, she threw that nest out of that tree. That means you can't come back here. That means you done with this. You got to go do something higher now. You got to go make your own family. You got to go find you some new people, some new stuff. So that's what she was telling them. Now I done help you as far as I can help you. But we got to part our ways now. And that's exactly what the mama said. And that's exactly what she did. She kicked that nest out of that tree. So they couldn't come back there. They had to learn how to fly. So God is teaching you how to fly. He teaches you how to fly. He wants you to fly higher in Him. So once you done stood your time with that group of people. Now He getting ready to move you. He getting ready to shift you in the spirit to be a little bit higher in the spirit to do the will of Him now. Now you done did everything you could and you done learned your lessons where you was. But that was a lesson thing. Wherever you was, that was a lesson thing. You done learned your lessons. Now it's time for you to fly and be able to soar and do what God has called you to do in the will of God now. Now you working in the will. You done got yourself to the will now. Now you on purpose. You on purpose now because you doing the will of God. You done let all this toxic stuff go. All this stuff that had you bound. You learned lessons and you didn't understand why all this stuff was going on through your head. But see, God, that He done kick you out of the nest now. He getting ready to take you. He getting ready to teach you how to fly. He getting ready to teach you how to move in the spirit. He getting ready to teach you how, when He tell you to go, you're going to be able to go. When He tell you to move, you're going to be able to move. When He speak to you, you're going to be able to do it like He tell you to do. You ain't going to have to worry about what nobody say. You don't have to be worried about what nobody think about you. You ain't got to be worried about none of that because, see, He getting ready to move you to some people that you ain't going to have to answer to. That you ain't going to have to worry about them no more. Because they're not going to be in your familiar no more. See, that nest was familiar to them. Now that nest ain't familiar to them no more because they can't go back there. Because the reason why they can't go back there because the mama destroyed that. You got to go find your own life. You understand what I'm saying? See, they gonna either fly or die. That's just how they gonna be. You gonna transition and you gonna be able to Move in the spirit smoothly. When God tell you to do something, you're gonna be able to do it. When God tell you to transition into the spirit, you're gonna be able to do that. You're gonna be able to move swiftly. And he gonna take you higher in your purpose now. Higher in your purpose now. See, he couldn't take you higher in your purpose then. The reason why he couldn't take you higher in your purpose then, because you had lynches that was gonna suck up all your blessings. Now he gonna give you some blessings because he got you with the right people. Now he gonna put you with the right people. And what he gonna do is he gonna, when he put you with the right people, you gonna be able to soar up, and you gonna be able to move in the spirit, and you gonna be able to with the move with a group of people that move like you move, that's in the area that you in, and y'all gonna move smoothly together. That could be a business. That could be um how can I say it could be traveling. He gonna give you some people to travel with. He may give you a wife, he may give you a husband, but y'all gonna be able to move in the spirit. But you're gonna be able to shift whenever he tell you to shift. You're gonna be able to shift smoothly in the name of Jesus. So I'm just here to tell you that that's why you was kicked out. That's why God kicked you out of that nest you was in, because he getting ready to transform you to do something higher, because now you in the will. You in the will now. You doing the will of God. You was in the will all the time, but you're doing the will of God now. So you had to go back there so you could learn some lessons. And I just thank God for each and every one of you. I'm gonna cut it off there. I'm gonna cut it off there, and I'm gonna leave it there. And I just thank God for each and every one of you. I thank God for you being who you are, and I thank God for you coming by here. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for coming to the channel. But just know, you just transitioning, and I don't mean in death. You moving swiftly in the spirit. You know, he's moving you swiftly in the spirit, and that's all I have to say. I love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. I thank you for liking, subscribing again. I thank you for coming to the channel, new subscribers. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And until next time, bye.